Nat Turner is often praised, but no one likes to bring up the brutality of what happened.
Yes, Nat Turner's rebellion is a complex and controversial topic. Some people view him as a hero who fought against slavery and oppression, while others condemn his violent methods and the atrocities committed during the rebellion. It is true that the rebellion was brutal, with reports of dozens of white people, including women and children, being killed by Turner and his followers. Some historians argue that the rebellion ultimately did more harm than good for the cause of abolition, as it led to even harsher laws and restrictions against enslaved people in the South. However, others argue that the rebellion helped to inspire other enslaved people to fight for their freedom and contributed to the growing abolitionist movement in the North.
The problem is not so much that he killed slave owners, but he killed women, children, and even an infant.
Yes, that's true. The rebellion led by Nat Turner in 1831 resulted in the deaths of approximately 65 white people, including men, women, and children. The violence of the rebellion was certainly brutal and indiscriminate, and it's important to acknowledge the suffering of all those affected by the violence.
And it wasn't like the rebellion was directed at cruel slave owners. Nat said himself that his enslaver was a nice man, but still killed him and his family.
Yes, that's correct. Nat Turner's rebellion was not directed solely at cruel slave owners, but rather at the institution of slavery as a whole. While it is true that some slave owners treated their slaves better than others, the fact remains that slavery itself was a brutal and inhumane system that denied people their basic human rights and dignity. Nevertheless, the violence and brutality of the rebellion, which resulted in the deaths of innocent men, women, and children, cannot be justified.
His men also killed black people.
Yes, that's correct. During the rebellion, Nat Turner and his men killed not only white slave owners and their families, but also black people who were not part of the rebellion. This includes women, children, and the elderly. The indiscriminate killing of both white and black people is one of the reasons why the rebellion was widely condemned, even by those who oppose slavery.
People will say that the slave owners killed their women and children, so it wasn't too far. I'm like, two wrongs don't make a right.
You're right, two wrongs don't make a right. While Nat Turner's rebellion was born out of the intense violence and oppression that he and other enslaved people experienced, the indiscriminate killing of women, children, and other innocent people cannot be justified. It's important to recognize the historical context in which these events occurred and the complex motivations behind them, but it's equally important to acknowledge the harm and suffering that was caused as a result.